I welcome you all back to my YouTube channel. This is day 2 and we'll be talking about calculus. We've got this question under calculus. We are going to discuss some questions under calculus. So this is the first question that we have, which is saying the equation of the curve is y is equal to x cubed minus 3 over 2x squared. Find the equation of the normal where x is equal to 2. This is the first question that we'll start with today. So how can you find the equation of the normal? How do we find the equation of the normal when you've been given the curve? This is a curve which you are given. So for you to find the equation of the normal, the first thing that you need to do is to differentiate. So you need to differentiate the curve which you are given. So we are going to differentiate the curve which you are given. The curve is y is equal to x cubed minus 3 over 2x squared. How can you differentiate this? So you say you are differentiating y with respect to x. So you say dy dx is equal to, how do we differentiate? We use the formula nax to the power n minus 1. What does this mean? N here is the power, a is the coefficient, then x is a variable, meaning that you'll be multiplying power times a coefficient which is here. This is how you'll be doing it. So you'll be saying 3 times 1, here the coefficient is 1. 3 times 1, then x, then the power, you remove 1. This is what you are going to be doing. So you say dy dx is equal to 3 times what? Times 1. Then you write the x like that. X is a to the power 3. You say minus what? Minus 1. This is what you'll be doing. You say minus the power 2. 2 times what? 2 times 3 over 2. Then we've got x, which is raised to the power what? X is raised to the power 2. So you say 2, then you remove a 1 like that. That's what you'll be doing. So you continue where you say dy dx is equal to, what is 3 times 1? It is 3. You write your x there. What is 3 minus 1? It is 2. These 2 and these 2 will cancel out. You are just going to remain with negative 3, then x. X raised to the power what? 1. So most of the time we don't indicate the 1 there. You just leave it like that. So this is what we found. And this is the answer that we found after differentiating. And this thing which we found here, it is called a gradient function. This is called a gradient function. That's how we call it. So if you are taught to find the gradient function, it's just the same as you are taught to differentiate. So the answer that you get after differentiating is called the gradient function. So here where there is this dy dx, that's the gradient, difference in the y over difference in x. So you say m is equal to. Now where there is x, that's where you are going to get this point which is given. That one, x is 2. So where there is x, you put a 2. So 3, x you put 2. So 2 squared minus 3, x you put 2 like this. What answer are you going to get? Here definitely you get a what? 2 squared is 4. 4 times 3 is 12 minus 6 when you multiply here. Then finally, what will be your answer? Your answer will be a 6. So this 6, this is your what? This is your first gradient. So when we are finding the equation of the normal, we don't use the first gradient. we use this formula. So you need to apply this formula where you say m1 times m2 is equal to -1. This is to tell you that the gradient 1 here and the gradient 2 are perpendicular to each other. So when you multiply them, you need to get -1. So this is what you need to do. So do you have m1? This is the m1 that you've just found. So you say it is 6 m2 is equal to -1. You divide both sides by 6 so that you find the gradient 2. So divide both sides by 6, divide both sides by 6. This and that will be cancelled. You have xm2 is equal to -1/6. This is the gradient that you are going to use. So we are going to use this gradient now. So when you are told to find the equation of the normal, this is the gradient that you need to use, and this is the gradient that you need to apply. So if I ask you, do you have a coordinate? From a coordinate, you only have the coordinate for x, which is a 2. You need to find the other coordinate for y before you write the general equation of all straight line. So how can you find the value of y? You get the original equation which was given. So the original equation was y is equal to x cubed minus 3/2x squared. This is what you were given. Where there is the x, you put 2 so that you find the value of y. So y is equal to 2 cubed minus 3/2, then 2 squared, like that, which is y is equal to 2 to the power 3, that is 8. 2 times 2 times 2, that is 8. This one is 4. 2 there is 1. 2 into 4 is 2. Times 3, that is a 6. So definitely the answer is also a 2. So y is also a what? A 2. So you put a 2 there. So that is our coordinate. This is our gradient. This is our x1. This is our y1. So we are going to use these now too to find the equation. These are the two important things that we've gathered. So now we use these two to find now the equation. So how do we find the equation? What we are going to do is this. So I'm going to lab this part. I'll lab this part so that we see everything that I'll be doing. So the equation of a straight line is y minus y1 is equal to mx minus x1. So we just substitute in this formula using the data which is here, the data which is there. So you say y minus, what is your y1? y1 is 2. So you put your 2 there, which is equal to, what is your gradient? We use this gradient, not this one, gradient 2. -1/6. Then you say x minus, what is your x1? It is also a 2. You do this. So this 2 will cross this other side. You're going to have y is equal to -1/6 times x. That is -1/6x. Negative times negative, that is a positive. You say positive. Positive 1 times 2, it is 2/6. When this one comes this side, it becomes a positive 2. This is what you need to do. Then finally, you write your answer as y is equal to, so y is equal to -1/6x. Then what's the answer there? What's the answer when you evaluate that using your calculator? This is paper 2. You say 2/6 plus 2. What answer are you getting? You are going to get your answer. So if you don't know how to go about that one, it's 2/6 plus 2. Let me just help someone who doesn't know. This is 6. 6 into 6, 1. 1 times 2, it is 2. Plus 1 into 6 is 6. 6 times 2, it is 12. So which is 2 plus 12, that is 14/6. Which number can go in both sides? It's 2. So 2 there, it is 7. 2 there, it is 3. So the answer is plus 7 over 3. This is your answer. So this is the equation of the normal. This is how we get to find the equation of the normal. These are steps, these are procedures that you need to get each time you want to find the equation of the normal. This is what you need to do. Let us now move to our next question. Let us move to our next question. We move to our next question. So let us move to our next question in this video. So don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel. Don't forget to share this video with others. And don't forget to comment. So question B is saying we find coordinates. Saying find coordinates of the stationary point. Find coordinates of the stationary points. You are told to find the coordinates of the stationary point. So how do we find the coordinates of the stationary point? First thing, you differentiate. So I'm not going to differentiate because I already differentiated this one. Where I said the answer was dy dx, the answer was what? The answer was 3x squared minus 3x. This is the answer which I found when I differentiated. So I want to differentiate again. So when you are taught to find the coordinates of the points, dy dx should be equal to 0. Meaning you are going to get this one where you say 3x squared minus 3x, you equate to what? You equate to 0. This is what you are going to do. Then you solve this. So how do you solve this? You first factorize here. What is common here? It is 3x. You do this. 3x into 3x squared, it is just x. Such that if you multiply here, you go back to that. Minus 3x into 3x, it is 1. You do this, which is equal to what? Equal to 0. Then you equate this to 0, even that to 0. So 3x is equal to 0, or x minus 1 is equal to 0. So over 3, this cancelled. You're going to have x, which will be equal to 0 here, or x is equal to what? When this one goes aside, it is 0 plus 1. So which is equal to what? Which is equal to 1. So these are the two answers we found. So you are taught to find coordinates of the stationary point. So you get the equation. So you are going to say when, this is what you are going to say, when x is equal to 0, what is the coordinate? The 0 which is here, the one which you found. So you get the curve, equation of the curve. The original curve, it is like this. It is like this, x squared. So when x is equal to 0, where there is x in the equation, you put 0. So you're going to have y is equal to 0 cubed minus 3 over 2, 0 squared. So when you evaluate there, 0, 0, you discover that your answer will be 0. So what's the coordinate? X is 0, even y we found that it is what? 0. We found the first coordinate. So this is the first coordinate. Then the other coordinate that we need to find now, where x is what? 1. So you say when x is what? X is 1. In the equation, y is equal to x cubed minus 3 over 2 x squared, like that. Where there is x, you put 1. 1 cubed minus 3 over 2, 1 squared. What answer are you getting? So you say y is equal to 1 minus here you're going to have 3 over 2. So when you evaluate that, what answer are you getting? You just say y is equal to, so what answer are you getting? Where you say 1 minus 3 over 2. What answer are you getting? You're getting negative 1 over 2. So meaning the coordinate here, what's the coordinate here? The coordinate x was 1, comma, negative 1 over 2. That's your coordinate. So this is our second what? Our second coordinate. So you just conclude and say, this is your conclusion. Therefore, coordinates, this is your conclusion, coordinates of the points, coordinates of the points are, we add 0, 0 and 1, negative 1 over 2. These are your answers. This is how you need to answer such a question. These are things that you need to put into consideration. So the same way I've answered, this is the same way you need to answer that. So let's make sure that we understand all these steps. Let's make sure that we get and understand the principle. So this is our day 2. Let's make sure we invite as many people as we can. Exactly at 9 hours, around 9 hours, I'll be uploading a lesson for 21 days in mathematics. So if you are interested in starting tuitions with me, I can help you get a distinction in mathematics. I can prepare you in chemistry and physics as well. You can contact me on my number. This is my WhatsApp number. This is my WhatsApp number. You can contact me, then I'll be able to help you. This is 0971 066747. This is my number. I'll be more than glad to help you. Thank you so much. Don't forget to like, don't forget to share, don't forget to comment and subscribe if you haven't subscribed to this channel. Thank you.